Hi there, my name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. Today we are going to be taking a look at an album that means the world to me. It was not the very first album that was personally mine that I owned, but it was one of the very first albums. My mom had joined Columbia House in 1987, I believe it was, for the first time. And in doing so, she got to pick a bunch of free cassettes because it was cassettes at the time, no real CDs around yet. And she chose to get the newest release from Alice Cooper for me. In part, she could listen to it herself, but I had just discovered Alice Cooper and I was absolutely in love with Alice Cooper. So my mom thought, why the hell not? So she buys me Alice Cooper's Raise Your Fist and Yell. This is not my parents' Alice Cooper. My parents' Alice Cooper is the Alice Cooper from the 70s, okay? Right up until Flush the Fashion, and then they kind of tuned out because the 80s got really weird. This is the late 80s. This is my favorite album of Alice Cooper's from the late 80s. So, that period from 86 through 89, this is my first choice of albums from that time period. This is an album that features Kane Roberts, who was a much underrated guitarist who tried to go solo and unfortunately didn't work out as well for him. But fantastic guitarist, fantastic writer musically. Kip Winger, as in Winger, Kip Winger, got his start with Alice Cooper, man. It was on the album previous to this, the Constrictor album. But Kip Winger, he's on this album, man. He's playing bass on this album, okay? Say what you want, but, the dude had his own separate successful music career. Okay, Pat, if you're watching this, you can stop laughing now. I can't believe I just said that. All right, so anyways, I want to get into this album because this album really is a fantastic album. Now, I still look at this album as side one, side two, because I still view it as the cassette. It will always be locked in my head that way because that's how I listen to it forever. Even though I have had this specific CD for, it's got to be close to 20 years now, still I think of it as the cassette. So let's get into this. Let's start the album with Freedom. Okay, so America was going through this huge monster patriotic phase. It was almost the end of the Cold War. Not quite yet, but it was almost there. And, it was just, love America, dislike Russia, And that's what the song Freedom is. It still holds up weirdly. It's back in fashion again. It's a great tune, the way that, the opening riff on it and everything, just Kane Roberts digs into it and just goes. It just reeks of American patriotism. But it's okay. I can dig it. It's cool. It's okay. After that, we go to Lock Me Up. I love Lock Me Up. Lock Me Up is, I want to say, Alice's middle finger to the whole Tipper Gore crap with the music censorship and what ended up being the little warning labels that were put on there. Well, I think this is Alice's response to that. Basically, if you don't like it, you lock me up. Give the radio back. I'm not, even as a kid, I wasn't a big fan of the song. It feels like Alice was trying too hard to write a song for the youth, or I'm not sure how to put it on that one. It's a good tune. Don't mind it. Let it listen to it every time, sing along with it every time, let it play through, but it just always kind of fell flat with me. From there, we go to Step on You. Step on You is a really kind of cool tune. Very Very Alice Cooper, very much. Everybody thinking of this time period is going to picture him in the leather with the motorcycle boots and stuff like that. I'm going to step on you, put you under heel and whipping you with the riding crop or whatnot. No, man. What I picture is still classic Alice, okay? Totally classic Alice with the leopard print platform boots singing, I'm going to step on you, okay? It is one piece unitard all ripped up. I'm gonna step on just totally what I picture with that one. Now the original cassette finished with Not That Kind of Love. I don't know if that was a song that an 8-year-old necessarily should have been exposed to. I exposed my children to a lot worse, let me tell you. But Not That Kind of Love is one of those songs that could drastically warp and alter a child, if you know what I'm saying. Whoo. Yeah. But that was the last track on the first side of the album. And it's a great tune. I really love that song. Still love singing it to this day. It's a great, great song. Okay, so we're going to flip over to the second side now. Now, for me, the reason why I also always look at it as side one, side two is side one was always this kind of, all right, it's a great, nice assortment of songs, just kind of throwing it out your way. Side two, to me, was really much kind of like this on-running theme the whole way through. It was, almost like the classic Alice wanting to tell a story. I want to go and say it's like the Years Ago Steven kind of vibe going on there. Now, the first song, not so much. The first song is Prince of Darkness. Very ominous, very scary kind of vibe. It's a really good tune. Definitely like a modern day Welcome to My Nightmare. But, well, not modern day now, obviously, but, Welcome to My Nightmare 12 years later kind of thing. Sorry. But Prince of Darkness, it was to go with all those horror movies and stuff like that coming out at the time. And even Alice was getting in on the horror movies and stuff like that. The movie Prince of Darkness. If you didn't hear that, the movie Prince of Darkness. But the song itself, no direct connection. Fantastic tune. Just, it really is. I didn't appreciate it as a kid, but as an adult, I really loved the quiet, slow vibe, like it's just so ghostly, so eerie. Now, from there, we go into what I actually consider like an on-running storyline. We got Time to Kill. This is that guy out there, and he reaches the breaking point. That's what it is. It's the story of that guy that's out there, and he's just going, and he's going, and he's going, and he's going, and he reaches that breaking point. And, you hear Time to Kill, and, the way the chorus is on, I've only got time to kill. You would want to say, he's using it in a classic way. I've only got time to kill, looking at his watch. No. It's Alice. He's only got time to kill. You know what I mean? Great tune. Really kicks off this vibe that's going to just really rip through the rest of this album at this point. Because there we go to Chop, Chop, Chop. Now, this was actually my ringtone for a while because I just love the tune. Chop, Chop, Chop. I'm a master of destruction. Chop, Chop, Chop. I'm a killing machine. Chop, Chop, Chop. It's a symbiotic function. Chop, Chop, Chop. I leave the city so clean. I want to say it's Alice kind of in his own way telling Jack the Ripper. But after Time to Kill, it's basically, this guy snapped and now he's just going out there and he's cleaning up the city. And it's not necessarily that it's all prostitutes like Jack the Ripper. There's other people out there and, Alice is going kill happy. And then out of this big kill happy spree of chop, 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 all of a sudden we get this reflectiveness of Gale. Gale is the reason why I love writing dark, scary, creepy poetry. Stuff that just gets right. It scares the shit out of people. And it's purely because of the song Gale. Because to hear such simplicity, like I I very rarely do this. I'm going to actually... Let's get lyrical here, okay? A tree has grown on the spot where her body did rest. Blood seeped in the soil from the knife in her chest. The bugs serve time in her skeletal jail. I wonder how the bugs remember Gail. What a lovely young girl, everybody would say. You can still hear her laugh in the shadows of a cold winter's day. A dog dug up a bone and wagged its tail. I wonder how the dog remembers Gail. The bugs serve time in her skeletal jail. I wonder how I'll remember Gail. Now, of course, Alice sings it on this, and of course it's done as a musical piece, but it's more of this sweet little interlude where it's this wonderful memory of somebody's killed. You know, it's sick and sadistic to say it that way, but it's Alice Cooper. You know, it goes with the Alice character. Character is the key thing. These are stories. These are not meant to be taken seriously. This is not, you know, advocating violence. This is just shock rock. This is entertainment. This is art. And Alice, in that particular song, even though it is a musical song, it is poetry on its own. It is the love note from a sadistic killer to one of his, you know, victims. And then there's a beautiful blend in the actual mix. Now, on the CD, you get track 1, track 2, so you can clearly tell, right, where, you know, one track starts and one ends. But on the cassette, it was such a beautiful, seamless mix between the two songs that you really didn't notice the one ending and the next one starting until the music really thunders up, because they're blended so perfectly into this. Like, the album was produced by, I have no clue, it's not listed directly on the album here. Let's see if I can find it. Michael Wagener? What? It's not Wagner. It looks like Michael Wagener. And he replicated in certain ways definitely the essence of what Bob Ezrin did for the original group. You know, the way this album is produced, the way that things flow, and the vibe that he gives it, and the ominence and stuff like that. It's really spectacular. But let me be very clear. In all my years of going to Alice Cooper, I am disappointed because the one song I have always wanted to see Alice do live, I have never gotten to. He has performed it live. He's performed it live in recent years, but it's the one tour I missed out on because of where the dates fell in my availability and crap like that. Roses on White Lace. Absolutely one of my all-time favorite Alice Cooper songs. One, because of the shredding on the song, the music, the metal. Oh my god, this song is metal! Okay, man, after I heard Roses on White Lace, like, I haven't really heard any band that has ever come near being as brutal or sadistic. You can say about all you want about the yelly, screamy guys and Cannibal Corpse and their stuff like that. Nah, man. Roses on White Lace is metal, and it is serial killer metal, and it is sadistic, and it is the ultimate love note to blood and gore and violence without being extravagantly overdone. You know, like, I just, in my mind, blood drops look like roses on white lace. Just the poetry of that line alone is just, beautiful. The symbolism, absolutely astounding. And it pisses me off because the current lineup that was performing this song contained Nina Strauss, who is very much influenced by this era of Alice Cooper. She's very much the shreddy era, and I've seen the YouTube videos of her breaking into this song, and I was like, oh my god, I am so pissed I've never gotten to see it. I'd love to see Kane Roberts obviously do it too, you know. But it is the killer way to finish us off this album, man. That song is the reason why I definitively believe that every album has to have a killer last song. Because the best song on this album is the last song on the album, which is just pure gold, pure absolute gold. And I really hope Alice keeps it in the set list. Even if I don't get to see his wife Cheryl do the beautiful dance number that she choreographed and does for the song in the recent tours, I really want to see this song live so badly. So, Alice, next time you play Windsor, please make sure that this song is part of the set list just for the damn one show for me. Please, I beg you. Or if I'm playing any other shows nearby, I'm going to let you know. But I really desperately need to hear this song performed live. It's the only one left out of the major list of songs I need to hear live that I need to hear live. Seriously, one of my all-time favorite albums. I have a hard time saying with Alice Cooper, it's one of my favorite albums because of sentimentality. Really, it is. But even as far as Alice Cooper goes, it is my favorite Alice Cooper album of a time period, So it ranks up there. It really does. The first 4 songs on the album, it can go either way. They're warm-up songs to the album. But once you get to Not That Kind of Love and you move from there, it's fantastic. Just explosive album. It really is. Anyways, I'm going to just keep gushing otherwise. So, love you all. Peace. Take care. Subscribe to get notifications when the new videos come out. Love to hear your thoughts. Until next time.